Each country has their own unique set of rules and laws that civilians must abide by. In some places it's okay to do certain things that other countries perhaps wouldn't agree with. Today, we're going to be going through 10 of the craziest laws around the world. Number 10. No chewing gum in Singapore. I can understand a strict no chewing gum rule in certain places like some parks or certain buildings or schools, but when a whole entire city bans chewing gum, that's pretty intense. Singapore banned the selling of chewing gum back in 2004 after the government noticed a large amount of dried up gum scattered throughout the city. The only gum that is allowed in Singapore is gum for therapeutic reasons, or of course, nicotine gum. Number 9. Always having your car headlights on in Denmark. Denmark has a strict rule on leaving your car lights on all the time. For many countries, you'd usually turn your headlights on once nighttime hits, but Denmark likes to keep the roads safe by making sure that everyone can see each other's cars. And this is actually a reason behind why this law was implemented. According to different studies, a lot less road accidents have occurred since Denmark applied this law, and yes, if you don't have your headlights on, you're looking at a $100 fine. Number 8. Women are not allowed to wear pants in France. Yes, I'm not joking when I say this. The good news is France finally ended up revoking this hilarious law back in 2013. So don't worry if you have plans to go over to France and wear pants. You're not going to get arrested. But yes, this was an actual law for around 200 years in France, which of course forbid women to wear pants. There were a couple of exceptions, like bike pants for when people wanted to go biking, or horse riding pants for when people wanted to ride a horse. France must have been overwhelmed with happiness that pants are now finally legal for women. Number 7. No kissing in Dubai. It is actually illegal to show PDA, which stands for Public Displays of Affection in Dubai. If you're caught in the act in public, you're looking at around about a 1-month jail time, or a fine, which is pretty intense. Also, while we are talking about Dubai, it's actually illegal to send any nude photos of yourself or other people to, of course, other people. So if you're someone who's, say, into that, you might not want to do it while you're in Dubai, just to avoid getting arrested. Number 6. Women are not allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia. Now I know that Arabic religion comes into this matter, so I'll most certainly tread lightly. Yes, it's prohibited for women to drive in Saudi Arabia. Many petitions have come up to change this act so that women are allowed to drive, but so far not much has changed. Rural areas, however, are the only exception for this. Religious authorities believe that it will make women leave the house more often if they drive, as well as having to show their faces. Of course, many of these reasons come down to the religion that the women have to abide by. That's why the situation is difficult. Number 5. Paying with coins in Canada. If you're a person who likes to buy stuff with a lot of coins, you might want to reconsider doing exactly that in Canada. Although you can purchase items in Canada with coins, if you're buying something that is, say, over the price of $10, you're going to have a hard time. Canada prohibits purchasing items with a large amount of coins. There are lots of different limitations towards purchasing stuff with coins in Canada, so you might want to do some research before going over there for a vacation. Number 4. Silly string banned in Hollywood. Silly string is prohibited in Hollywood on Halloween. This picture right here is an actual sign explaining the consequences if you decide to whip out your silly can of silly string. Yup, that's right, $1,000 will come out of your pocket if you sell, give out, or use silly string on Halloween in Hollywood. Number 3. Bear wrestling. So apparently bear wrestling is a thing? Like, yeah, going up against a grizzly bear and trying to take it down? Yeah, that's a thing, and it's prohibited in Alabama. Anyone who trains a bear to wrestle, accumulates money from bear wrestling, or even wrestles a bear will be fined and can even be arrested. Apparently years ago, bear wrestling was a popular form of entertainment. The reason behind this law is it's putting the bear's life at risk. But honestly speaking though, I think the dude who is wrestling the bear is more at risk. Unless they are like superhuman or something. Or they're just plain Chuck Norris. Number 2. Yellow margarine is illegal in Missouri. Missouri is known for its dairy production in the state. The reason behind the ban of yellow margarine is that they don't want to put their most valuable dairy products in risk of being a second option to something like margarine, the stuff that kind of looks like butter. That's right, the state literally banned the stuff so that people don't become deceived. Number 1. Littering in Singapore. So we started this episode off with a Singapore law, and yes, it looks like we're ending it with one too. Littering is extremely, and I mean extremely, illegal in Singapore. Your first fine for littering can be between $1,000 to $2,000. The next time you're caught, it can be between $2,000 to $4,000, and for a third time, you're looking at around about a whopping $10,000. This is an act that was placed by the government of Singapore to ensure that the city is kept clean. With having both this littering law as well as the chewing gum law in place, Singapore must be pretty damn spotless. However guys, that's all for today's episode of The Big 10. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for the continued support here on the channel. We hit 120,000 subscribers recently, and that is absolutely crazy, so thank you guys so much. Also, if you guys missed the last episode of The Big 10, you guys can click it on screen now. All you gotta do is like move your mouse over and click on it, and you'll be taken to the video. It's almost like teleportation. Kind of crazy. Anyway guys, hopefully you have enjoyed today's episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.